Hey Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere where this conversation is going to be uploaded. I am Shanice, the owner and operator of Shanice's Nurtured Holistics, and I want to wish you a happy full moon in Scorpio. Tonight, we are going to be discussing the full moon in Scorpio, the relationship with the divine feminine energy, magnetism, and sex magic. This full moon energy is very, very, very potent for highly sexual energy, and so I felt like it was only right to excuse me, combine all these topics. Somebody don't want this conversation to go out, but it's happening. So let me get my larynx right and all that good stuff. But definitely tap in, come in, grab a seat, and we're gonna get started. I went live earlier to do a collective pull. I'll probably be going live again within the next couple of days to do more of a comprehensive pull, because I really didn't have the intention on doing that. Today it just kind of flowed. But tonight's conversation is very intentional and aligned. I've been seeing a lot of different healers that I follow. They've been talking about it. I've been feeling it. Different people that I've been talking to have been feeling this energy for like the last week or so. So it's really gonna be a really good talk tonight. So I'm gonna just jump right in. It's the full moon in Scorpio, and full moons are all about releasing, healing, illumination of our intuition, illumination of the subconscious, and also, an influx of creativity and a lot of parental energy. And this energy can be hidden in different areas depending upon where Scorpio energy lies in your chart. Scorpio governs the 8th house, and 8th house is all about sexual energy, transformation, rebirth. A lot of lessons come out of 8th house. And so when you combine that tapestry of existence and the interplay of the cosmic energies and how our perceptions are shaped and shifted, our experiences and our interactions, it creates kind of like a cosmic dance. And the concept of also adding in the divine feminine energy, which is just, the embodiment of intuition, nurturing, creativity. And these energies transcend typical or traditional gender roles, and the underscores between the balance of masculine and feminine energies within all beings. So it's not really, a specific, only women contain divine feminine energy. No, men do too. All of us are supposed to find balance and placing it in specific situations when it's required and when we need to embody it. So, as the moon waxes and wanes and mirroring our cyclical rhythms of life, it serves as a beacon of divine feminine energy in totality just because of the flowing. But if we allow this to guide us through the depths of our subconscious and illuminate in the path of transformation and growth, we'll be able to understand and illuminate in this energy. At the center of this lunation lies the Scorpio full moon. And so this is really a celestial phenomenon that's steeped in intensity, mystery, and emotional depth. So as the Scorpio's energy intertwines with the divine feminine, it invites us to delve into the shadows of our psyche, confront our fears, and embrace our healing powers, as well as, embracing vulnerability. This potent energy amplifies the magnetism and connection between individuals, drawing them closer, drawing in more passion, heightened intimacy, and transformation. Me and my girlfriend earlier touched on this. Anybody who is having sex tonight definitely want to protect yourselves, because if you make a baby tonight, this baby gonna be powerful as hell. Just because of all of the lunar and cosmic energy happening right now, there will be a lot of like mysteries behind this baby that's birthed during this potent ass energies. However, this energy is like really transformational, and the depths of the Scorpio full moon is really an invitation to honor the sacredness of our own beings, to trust the wisdom of our intuition, and to embrace the alchemy of love, desire, and manifestation. Typically, I wouldn't recommend a full moon for manifestation, but because of all of the other placements that are, taking effect right now, is why I would definitely recommend just taking some time and seeing where Scorpio energy is hitting in your chart, so you could utilize this energy to the best of its potential for you personally. If you need me to dive in on that a little bit deeper, I'm definitely going to encourage you to invest in my Lunar Wisdom Healing Workbook, because it is so dope that it helps you to figure out, what's happening in the energy for you to align in full moons or new moons. So definitely visit the link in my bio and visit my Amazon shop. It's available digitally, so you don't want to miss it. In previous discussions, we've talked deeply about what exactly, divine feminine energy is. And I kind of just want to bypass all of that. If you need, more explanation on that, review previous discussions. I really want to use this time to talk about magnetism, because I feel like attraction and magnetism, law of attraction, is always at work, and a lot of us don't recognize how to utilize that energy appropriately. And Scorpio full moon really is inviting people to take a deeper look into what you're giving off, in order to be able to evaluate what you're receiving back. And because this energy is so potent for like passion, intimacy, if you're not already involved in a romantic connection, you definitely want to grab a notebook and a pen because this is going to help you get what you're looking for. And if you are in a relationship, you want to grab a notebook and a pen too, because I might be able to offer some guidance in terms of just how you could spice things up or be able to enhance your attraction and whatever it is your desire is. So, the first thing, when it comes down to like magnetism, what is that? Magnetism and the law of attraction is really just based on wherever you are energetically is what you're going to receive. Period. So whenever I'm working with somebody about enhancing their magnetism or their ability to attract whatever desires they have, I always ask people to evaluate your mindset. What's setting you apart from your goal? In this case, we want to draw in a lover, or we want to attract a friend. Whatever you're looking for, friends with benefits, a situationship, whatever it is, make sure that what you want in your heart is what you're going after. If you want to be a city girl, don't be out here trying to manifest love, because you're going to get hurt. Everything got to be in alignment. And why do I say that? I'll get into that later on. Hey, Charlene. So, yeah. If you're working on attraction or magnetism, you definitely want to start with self-love. And why do I say that? Because no matter what you're looking for, hey, Keziah, if you're not giving yourself what it is that you expect from other people, you're not going to be able to attract what you want. So I always ask women, are you dating yourself? Do you take yourself out to the type of places that you like to go? Do you take yourself on dates to the movies? Do you take yourself shopping? What type of things do you buy yourself? I can't complain. Thank you for asking. How are you? Do you buy yourself flowers? When is the last time you bought yourself a nice outfit? When was the last time you took yourself out for a drink? I was just about to ask that. Well, thank you. How are y'all? How is the full moon treating you? How is your emotions? Have you been outside? How are the men treating you? Or I ain't even gonna say men. How are whatever you interested in treating you? You been outside today? Mama Jewels? 2 more days. Okay now. You waiting till the retrograde over? I've been hearing a lot of people worrying about the retrograde, and it's almost over. So don't let that hold you back. Don't let that interfere. I spent the day in the sun and it was wonderful. Yo, that's really all we need sometimes. Let the sun kiss us so we could get some TLC. But yeah, Charlene, get out in these streets. Don't let these beautiful days pass you by. So yes, your first stop in terms of magnetism is self-love. You have to have a profound connection between yourself and your soul before you attract something high vibrational. I used to really feel like you had to be completely, healed before you get yourself into a relationship. I don't believe in that completely anymore, because I feel like certain things you need to heal within connections. But as long as your major traumas are kind of worked through, then that definitely helps too in terms of self-love. But you want to make sure that not only is your self-love in check in terms of like the aesthetics, you want to make sure that, how can I put this? You want to make sure you're healthy emotionally and physically, because I also find that if you have certain emotional concerns that need to be addressed, if you don't rectify those situations, you're going to encounter individuals that are going to provoke and trigger you, because triggers make room for growth. And we don't really like triggers, of course, but in their basic form, they're supposed to encourage growth. And so you want to make sure that you kind of mitigate, you know, old things. Get in therapy. That's a part of self-love. Get yourself a good exercise routine down pack. I'm always going to be a big proponent for physical health, because especially with this energy, solar plexus is definitely going to be highlighted in this energy. So if you're a manifester, and I'm not really big on human design, it's kind of confusing to me, but if you're into human design, definitely take a look at the solar plexus activations. And if you need some help with that, I know a few people who are into it, so I could definitely refer you to somebody who could help you if you need to, you know, enhance your understanding, or understanding rather. How else can you work on magnetism? You can work in your magnetism. Thank you for the star, Charlene. You could definitely work in your magnetism devices through your self-care practices. And what do I mean by that? Utilizing certain scents and fragrances and eating certain foods can definitely help you with your magnetism. And why do I say that? Because our bodies are our greatest magnets. Like, you are your vessel of attraction. That's why it all starts within first, and it has to be a mindset. To go a little bit deeper into it, I would say you can utilize certain fragrances to make you more potent to what you're looking for. If you're trying to draw in love, I'm sorry, I got all these alarms going off. If you're trying to draw in love, you can use scents like lavender, scents like rose, jasmine, what else? Apple, apricot, banana. And you would think, you know, these are just regular foods, scents, fragrances, but no, they're a lot more deeper than that. Psychologically and energetically, these different things that I mentioned all are feminine herbs and fragrances. So you notice that a lot of perfumes that are targeted to women have specific scents and notes. That is all spiritual and psychological. Don't sleep. Like, advertisements in the world at large is really based on a lot of spiritual undertones that we don't really pay attention to. We just know associations, and that's how we learn. Like, if you think about red is associated with love, pinks are associated with love, green is associated with love too, if you subscribe to, you know, the chakra system, color, you know, formation. But just those subtle things, like, you know, coloring your hair a specific color, wearing specific things, that also enhances your magnetism potential. So to give you an example, I'll say for myself, since I've been celibate for the last year and some change, I've noticed that since I've been doing a lot more internal work and healing a lot of the things that I once had a problem with dealing with, a lot of people from, you know, past traumas have started to resurface again. And I've noticed that I don't carry the same anger when I see these people anymore. So that's letting me know that that's a part of me that has healed. And when they approach me, but again, because it's Scorpio energy that we in right now, it's always some type of over sexual statement or something out of place, And because I'm in a different space in my life, I'm quickly able to detect fuck boy. And I know that that's not what I'm looking for. But there are instances where, you know, pretty decent guys have approached me during this, and they've approached me appropriately. They're more aligned with where I'm going. The types of things that they bring to me in conversation are more aligned with where I'm growing as a woman. So they're bringing, you know, thought stimulating podcasts to me. Hey, listen to this. Bringing things to me that are about, you know, financial matters and benefits. I love that. Come on with it. I'm a seeker of knowledge. So those types of things definitely help. And the more internal work you do on you definitely amplifies what you draw in. So as long as, again, that self-love is in check, you can filter out what it is that you're aligning with, and you can tell, you know, what's what and what's not good for you. So I also want to say, once you enhance your magnetism and your connection with yourself, it does like illuminate you spiritually. So you are going to, you know, kind of like be a beacon to attract all kinds of energies. But if you're doing the internal work, you have the capacity to kind of, you know, implement strong boundaries and filter and source through what's good for where you're growing and what's not, and, you know, move appropriately. Because again, this is all based on, you know, lessons, blessings. Again, we are releasing things that aren't aligned with us in this energy as well, even though you could be attracting specific things. What are other things you can do to enhance your magnetism? I know I touched on self-love earlier, but I also want to speak about like your self-care practices, and not just like the aesthetics, but I want to talk about, I hate to keep honing in on this, but your womb care and how you take care of your sacred space, let's put it that way, your coochie, has a lot to do with the type of people you attract as well. If you got a lot of trauma from, you know, abuse to aligning with people who didn't have the right intentions for you, lessons, if you will, you got to cleanse that energy out. Celibacy is one way. Another way to do it is through like yoni steaming. A lot of people walking around here with BV and yeast infections, and those are physical manifestations of emotional trauma and emotional toxic people living in your body. So if you're letting people shoot the club up in your yoni, their DNA lives in your body, so you got to cleanse that out. I just had to throw that in there. I feel like women don't recognize that we can attract the same people in different bodies because it's a spirit. And until you heal that spirit that's within you, or you heal what is drawing these people to you, then the energy and people will continue to recycle and resurface. There's a number of different ways you can work on clearing out that type of energy. Like I said earlier, yoni steams, celibacy, doing sacral chakra meditations and movements to open up that space. Somatic yoga is really good. Doing some stretching, regular yoga and advanced poses can definitely help in that regard as well. There's a number of different things you could do. If you need something more, you know, aligned for you personally, definitely help. Reach out to me. I can help you. Reiki is really good because it's, pulling and extracting energy from particular spaces. Semen retention for men, because men think that they don't have things they need to heal. Y'all be the ones. Y'all be the ones transferring and transporting. A lot of women have other women's energies attached to their bodies as well, and that needs to be cleansed. Do with it what you will. What else can you do to enhance your magnetism? Carrying certain crystals. I went and got my crystal deck before I started this live because I kind of wanted to see what crystals the collective can use. If they wanted to do if they wanted to incorporate crystals into rituals. So I want to see. I really don't like these cards. They're like really weird shapes. So give me a second. But high vibrational ancestors, spirit guides, and ascended masters. What crystals do I need to tell the collective that they should use for this energy that we're in right now? What crystals should I recommend? The first thing that caught my eye was carnelian. We'll see if it come back out. I love crystals. I typically will have some in my bra. I don't today because I got on a really weird top. I carry, on a regular basis, I have something from my heart chakra. It's always like a unakite or rhodochrosite because I be having to work on being open. That's also going to assist you in your magnetism. I already said doing the healing work helps. Let me see what crystals. What's this? Amber. Amber is going to help if you need a metaphysical hug from the universe. It promotes a feeling of warmth and well-being. And it helps to recharge good vibes. What is this? Emerald, a heart chakra crystal. Oh, and amber is a solar plexus crystal. What else is this? Emerald. This is really good for when you've temporarily lost courage to love and be loved. This is going to be good for you if you're trying to attract something new. When you're in need of a total refresh, open your heart to limitless opportunities and possibilities with Emerald. You're going to point your heart towards grace. And any crystals that you're wearing on you, I'm always going to say wear them on your left side. That's connected to your heart. That's going to help you to, engage and enhance your connection with the crystal's energy. So, yeah. What else we got here? Sugar light. This is for anyone planning an escape from the confines of space and time. When you're called to take your spiritual practice to another level, it's easy to stay stuck in something that isn't working. There's a comfort to safe and status quo, but there's an unknown out there with unlimited, blissed out possibilities. You can utilize this crystal to stretch the limits of your imagination. So you're going to use this when you've lost hope. This is going to be a really good crystal for somebody who wants to sit down and do a build-a-boo list. That's also going to help you in your magnetism. Like I said earlier, you definitely have to know what it is that you want. But if you take some time intentionally during this energy and write a list of characteristics and traits that you'd like for your person to embody, then that's definitely going to help you to attract them even more, because you know what you want. I like for people to think about manifesting like they're in the drive-through line at a fast food restaurant, because that is how fast it can work. If you will, imagine with me or visualize your Build-A-Boo workshop list is essentially you going to the prompt and telling the waitress inside what it is that you're ordering. So if you want a burger with mayo and ketchup and grilled onions, that translates into, I want my man to be strong, black, good hair, good genes, athletic. He don't eat, he don't like dairy because it ain't no cheese on my burger. You know, put those things down on your list of those characteristics that they must, you know, embody. Also, you want to include, you want them to be loving. You want them to love themselves. You want them to care about their physical health. You want them to be honest. You want them to be emotionally available. You want them to be able to lay the pipe. You want them to be able to take control. You want them to be a provider. You want them to be a protector. Be as specific as possible, because the things that's not on your list is not going to be in your bag when you go to the window to pay for your order. Okay? Think about it like that. But the good thing about this magnetism and drawing in and attracting the things that you want, if you mess up, you could just go right back around to the prompt, tell the waiter, waitress what you want, your server, place another order, and you're going to get it when you go back. Just make sure that you don't forget the things on your original list, or you don't forget to refer back to your original list, and make sure that it includes the characteristics and traits that you want. Got it? Good. Because the things that you forget is the things you're going to be mad about. And then you're going to toss them back to the streets. So you can mitigate that risk by just knowing what you want. And if it don't work out, cool. But I promise you that God, the divine creator, sunflower, whatever it is that you believe in the higher power, talk to them about what you want and you're going to get it. I kind of glazed over some fragrances that you can wear to enhance your magnetism. But if you're into like ritual baths and ritual work, or whatever it is that you do ritually, and you want to incorporate certain herbs, I'm going to give you some. And I'm going to tell you what some of them do. And some of the herbs that I'm going to mention, they're going to be good for people who are already in relationships, or if you're trying to strengthen a relationship, or if you want to attract something. Okay? So I'm going to help you. This is a herb list for women looking to attract men. And that's very specific, because everything has an energy, and you have to utilize the energy appropriately in order to be able to get what you want. This list of herbs that I'm giving you might not work for you, because you have certain masculine energies in you that might not be, compatible with you. So utilize this at your own risk. If you want to know how to best benefit from something like this, connect with me and we'll have further conversation. And I'm going to just leave it at that. But yeah, if you're trying to get married, I would say use a herb like Adam and Eve root. If you think about Adam and Eve in the Bible, who are they? What do they represent? That's a connection. Bow. Lemon balm is really good for women who are trying to heal. It's also really good for women who have digestive issues. It's also can be used for yoni steaming, and also can be used for women who have issues with anxiety and depression. And if you're paying attention, well, I'm going to give you this drop anyway. A lot of these herbs have multi-purposes, and they're all aligned energetically because they kind of help with your crown chakra and your heart chakra and your solar plexus. So all of those chakras got to be aligned in order for you to attract something that's high vibrational and of good quality, and that's aligned with your higher self, and that won't hurt you. Okay. So what are some other herbs? Calamus. If you're trying to dominate a situation, attract somebody who's going to give to you, calamus is a good herb to use, and you want to pair that with orris. Camellia flower is a beautiful flower. If you could find it, using the essence of it is definitely going to help you in attraction. It's also a good herb for money work too. Cardamom. If you want a relationship, cardamom is good. And what's the other one? It's a spice. What is it? Cumin. Really good for if you having problems in your relationship, especially with like infidelity and stuff. Another one that's really good for that is basil and oregano. Another scent that's really good, coconut. Coconut is awesome for attraction of any form, whether if it's in the form of finances, love, health, protection. It's really good. Catnip. Catnip might get you in trouble, but catnip is really good for attraction in all forms. Another one that's good is hibiscus, jasmine. Women who are concerned with like hormonal health and UTIs, kava is really good. Uva ursi. Licorice. Licorice is really good too. If you're trying to get a boiler, you need some licorice. What else? Peach. Pear. What else? I said rose. Sandalwood. And I know it's that's a male scent, but sandalwood, cedarwood, and cypress, if you mix them with other feminine scents, it helps with amplifying self-love, which in turn also amplifies your attraction ability to whatever it is that you want. Because love is the highest vibration. So, just taught you something. I'm going to give you two more. Yarrow is really good for women. It's good for women who want to work on hormonal health, and it's really good for womb support, and it's really good for like mental health, and if you're having any type of like spiritual attacks, yarrow is your girl. Another one, wild yam. Wild yam is an old school. It's an old school herb, and you only gonna hear like people who you either gonna hear two different types of people mention wild yam: an old school hoodoo practitioner, or somebody who follow Barbara O'Neill. That's a really good herb for women when it comes down to like hormonal health. So you can make creams with it. You could bathe in it. You could drink it. All these herbs, you can utilize them in a number of different ways. And I'm not getting into all of that. If you need some help, connect with me on a one-on-one. I'm going to get into the good shit. Sex magic. Sex magic is powerful. Sex is powerful. What's happening in sex is some of the most powerful energy in the world, on the planet, in like the cosmos. Anything that is birthed comes from sex. Sex is creation. And while it's been perversed and demonized and stigmatized, there's a lot of power in sex. And it can be used beneficially or maliciously if it's not used appropriately. A lot of people already be practicing sex magic and not even knowing that you practicing sex magic. Just by the acts that you're participating in sex. Something as simple as your partner making a statement like, "This my coochie," and you agreeing, that's sex magic. Somebody making a statement, you having sex in front of a mirror, that's sex magic. Some of the things that we just look at as romantic and, ambiance setting, that is a recipe for creating a sacred space for sex magic. And the more potent the passion and the intimacy is, it only enhances the experience. But because a lot of us aren't even comparable or comprehending what is really happening, we don't even know how to use the energy appropriately. Sex magic is a practice that harnesses sexual energy to manifest intentions, desires, and spiritual transformation. It's rooted in ancient traditions and esoteric wisdom, and it combines the power of sexuality with focused intention and ritual to create change on both a personal and cosmic level. And if you utilize it at the right time, you could really make some shit click. I'm going to talk about some key principles in sex magic. The first one is energy transmutation. Sex magic acknowledges that sexual energy is one of the most potent energies available to us. And by channeling this energy with intention, it can be transmuted and directed towards specific goals or manifestations. Sex magic can be conducted on a solo level as well as within a union. So it traditionally involves two individuals, although it can be practiced solo. It emphasizes the sacredness of the sexual union and the deep connection between physical pleasure and, again, spiritual growth. The first thing you need to do before you even start sex magic practice is gaining consent if you're doing it with somebody else. A lot of people are going to have their own personal opinions on that and argue with your mama. I'm a firm believer that you should gain consent because people already have their own, intentions in place before you even participate in the act. Whether some people's intention is just to, celebrate friction and masturbating on your body. Some people going into it, with love, and they want to share that love with you. And hey, my love, how you doing? They want to please you. They want to share an experience with you. And if you gain consent, then you and this person, y'all are both in alignment with the goal. You also should be talking about what your goal is and setting the intention. The intention is central to the sex magic itself. It offers clarity. You should set a specific intention or your desire before engaging in the activity to begin with. It allows for you to focus your thoughts and emotions on what you want to manifest. So let's say you trying to have some sex magic because you want to manifest a new car or a new house. You and Bae tired of where y'all living at. Y'all want something else. Okay. So up to this point, y'all know that y'all want to manifest a new house, and Bae is down and in agreement with y'all doing sex magic because he want to get up in them guts, right? So the next thing you will do after you already set your intention is to create the ritual and the ceremony. And that often involves candles, incense, sacred symbols, sigils, anything you need that's going to help you focus and concentrate on your goal. You're trying to manifest a new car, you might want to light some candles, some green candles for money, right? Because you need money. You might want to light some orange candles for success in the documents that you are going to be applying for or signing. Or to open up the roads, you may want to light pink to attract it. For another example, if you and Bae want to work on your connection, there's been some friction, y'all want to bring love back, that's easy. Bring some red candles for passion, some pink ones for attraction. You might want to bring some green ones in for growth. For your incense scents, you might want to use lavender for peace. You might want to use rose for love. Rose is one of the most high vibrational scents, and you can actually use rose in anything. You might want to light some cinnamon for protection, for love. What are some other common ones? Whew. I said jasmine, violet, anything floral, really. A soft floral scent. Vanilla, it's really good for love. You could also bathe in these herbs. I know I mentioned that earlier, but for sex magic, you could utilize magnetism to prepare for your ritual as well. You want to make sure anything you use is in alignment with your goal. If you don't know what to use, don't do this. If you got too many questions, this ain't really for you. And that's okay. Give yourself grace and space. You don't want to be doing this and you don't really know what you're doing. You're not really utilizing the right things. It's okay to sit certain things out. Don't have a fear of missing out. You're going to be all right. Another thing you can do or should do is work on visualization. A lot of people miss this step. You want to work on visualization, calming your mind down. You also want to work on creating. You may want to utilize tools like meditation to help enhance your ability to visualize, because some people need, triggers and different cues. Your imagination and your ability to visualize are very powerful in manifestation. Then you want to get into the actual act of, sex, the sex. Whatever you do in the sex is your business. The most important part to keep stop playing Facebook. All right, I think I'm good now. So the most important part is the visualization while you're doing it. You can't forget that part. Some people get so caught up in the sex that you lose focus on the fact that you're supposed to be utilizing the sex in alignment with the sex magic, the magic part. Visualization is it. So while you're doing it, do what you do, whatever that look like. How freaky, how vanilla, that spectrum is all up to you and your partner. You want to work yourself up to your orgasm. That's where the magic happens. Some practitioners suggest that there's a build-up in the climax. So as you and your partner are working your way up to climax, once you get to like that peak, almost about to orgasm energy, you stop. I know, you stop and you recalibrate. And why? Because the build up and the intensity that you want to build in anticipation of the orgasm is going to help to intensify your ability to manifest, because that's a part of the catalyst in the experience. So that build up and stopping helps. I'm a firm believer that you build up that climactic energy at least 3 times before you complete the orgasm. But that's really up to you and your partner, whatever y'all can, withstand. But the orgasm is where the magic happens. And that's the, most powerful catalyst for the manifestation. So however you choose to consummate that orgasm is what you're gonna do. I gotta give you an example of what I mean, right? So you building up to that orgasm. So you may want to utilize an affirmation. You may want to, money coming in repeatedly. Y'all might want to do this together. Money coming in immediately. Y'all want to recite these things together in unison. So when you build up, then you stop. You might want to still continue to rehearse and recite these affirmations until the climax. You could scream it. You could whisper it to each other. It really don't matter how you do it. You could say it in your head and in your heart. It don't matter. Just make sure that you don't forget that that's the point. Are y'all understanding me? Am I explaining this clearly enough? Because I want to make sure that you're picking up what I'm putting down. Because I don't want nobody to say, I didn't understand. You didn't explain that good enough. I did what Shanice said, and we ain't get a new car. We got a hoopty. I'm going to give a few moments. But you just want to make sure that the heightened states of arousal and the release during the orgasm amplifies the energy being directed towards your intended goal. That's it. That's it. I I already talked about some ethical considerations, such as consent. Consent. First and foremost, don't be in consent and misaligned intentions has a lot to do with the destruction of a lot of relationships already, because sex is so powerful. If somebody is going into it with the intentions of, attracting and receiving love and exchanging love, and somebody is just going into it with the intentions of, I'm about to beat this thing up and toot it and boot it, the intentions are not aligned. Therefore, the connection gotta, dissolve. Your ability to be open to that dissolving and fizzling out, or your resistance to it, is all going to decipher how it happens or what that looks like for you. But just know that the intentions, everything got to be ethical. And that's why I'm really a firm believer in people practicing sex magic solo, because if you're doing it with yourself, then can't nobody play with your goals. Can't nobody interfere with what you're trying to draw in. And nobody else's, malicious intention can be, a blockage in what you're trying to manifest. You also want to make sure that you're paying close attention to your spiritual hygiene. Yes. You want to, take spiritual baths, cleanse your energy, and set your desired intentions. And if you're doing this with somebody else, their energy should be pure too. So if you start off with, a cleansing ritual, you kind of, bypass or curb any negative intentions. And you also might, people will weed themselves out, is what I'll say. But again, these types of situations need to be, if you're doing it with somebody else, it needs to be right. Or you're going to create certain types of bonds and soul ties that you're going to have to do other things to undo and cleanse off of you. So, I'm going to talk about some more ethical things, because I feel like if I don't touch on these things, then there's going to be some things can happen, and that's not ethically responsible of me. I already talked about spiritual hygiene. Creating a sacred space is important too. You want to make sure that you're cleansing not only yourselves, but your space. Any types of herbs or crystals that you're using, any type of devices, incense, make sure that is cleansed. Take some time and, tell it what its purpose is in, your ritual, your setting, and be intentional. Be intentional. If this means that, you got to sit down with your person or by yourself, write down some of your intentions, speak them aloud, infusing them into the space, and, getting yourself emotionally attached to it, because again, emotions are, the premise of all of this. Is so much balled up into this catalyst of energy. Consent and respect, I already talked about that. You want to make sure you're doing it with somebody that respects you. And you want to make sure you respect yourself, because of how potent this energy is. Everything should be dead right. The intentions, the attitudes, because if it's not, it can backfire. If you're concerned about, the intentions or the energy of others, you might want to do it alone. And it's just as powerful, and it works the same if you're doing it solo. You work till that build up, stop, work again to that build up, take a break, then you get to that last build up and you release. Make sure you recite your intentions, you keep them at the center of your heart or in your mind, and just let it happen. You want to release your attachment to the outcome of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And you got to just trust in the natural flow of energy and manifestation. Why is sex magic so powerful? Because things happen with sex magic faster than in other forms of ritual. It's, creative energy. It's birthing energy. So if you think about it like a baby, humans birth babies in 9 months. But there's certain things that I've seen happen with, sex magic that come in a day or two, depending upon, the momentum behind it, how close you are to what it is that you want. If there's any, barriers or blockages, the more open the roads are to the goal, the faster it comes. That's why the energy is so potent. That's why sex is demonized, because if people really knew how powerful sex magic was, we would be able to, manifest the lives of our dreams. But there's so much corruption and, misaligned intentions, and a lot of the act itself, it fucks things up for people, and you end up with half-assed manifestations or half-assed people attached to you and hitchhiker spirits that won't leave you alone. So it could be a really nasty game if you're not doing it with the right intentions and with the right kind of people. But releasing your attachment to the outcome is going to help you, because you don't want to obsess. Anything that you chasing is going to run from you. So if you utilize a nut to bring it in, let it go. Like that post-nut, you don't care energy. That's what you need to associate or attach to your goals. You don't care how it's coming, and you shouldn't. Just trust and know that it's coming. You sealed the deal. You came. You saw. You conquered. It's coming. That's it. You want to also, afterwards, take some time and reflect on the ritual experience, because that'll also give you some insights on what's going to happen and your ability to receive it. And what do I mean by that? All rituals, if you're paying attention, show things from cord cuttings to money work, love work. If you're paying attention to what you're doing, you could tell how it's going to flow. You could tell in the intensity. You can tell if it's going to be a slow grind, if it's going to be slow and steady, if it's going to take a lot of work. You can tell. And so pay attention to what's happening in the act. If your partner is sluggish, they might be dragging you down. They might be blocking your blessings. If your person's not attentive to what you're saying in your body, they may also be blocking your blessings. If you find that you're more, apt to finishing, then you might work faster than your partner. You may have to, hold them down a little bit. There's other things that you need to be paying attention to in these rituals, and you want to take some time and reflect on that. That's integral. So you might want to journal, meditate, pray. That's also going to help you process your feelings. You also want to pay attention to your feelings afterwards. People don't talk about enough the power and the energy after the act of sex. If you're participating in the sex magic ritual and you feel drained afterwards, 9 times out of 10, depending on the time of day, I'm going to give you grace if you're doing it at the end of the day. You done worked all week and, You might not want to do it that day. I'm going to just back that up. You might not want to do it that day. Make sure that your energy is there, right, for something like this. You don't want to half-ass it. You don't want to not have your energy in check, because that can drag out or fuck up your ritual, and you will have to do it again. Or it'll create some type of stagnancy in what you're doing. But pay attention to what's happening. Make sure that you're in the right space before you even start. Make sure you're doing your spiritual hygiene before you even start. Clean your house before you even start. You and your person live together and y'all trying to manifest something together. If your house dirty, you manifesting chaos. You and your person don't live together and y'all doing it, make sure that the space that you in is good. Not just, physically. You want to make sure that the space that you're in energetically is positive as well. Self-care is important. Practicing self-care and emotional well-being after engaging in sex magic rituals is key, because you want to take time to nurture yourself and engage in activities that promote relaxation and balance, because at the end of the day, it's still sex. So don't forget that. There's pleasure. It's supposed to be relaxing. And if you approach your ritual with mindfulness, ethical considerations, and clear intentions, you can prevent binding and ensure that the practice is conducted in a respectful and empowering manner for all the parties involved. Because that's always a concern. Are we going to be bound to each other? You might. You might. Especially if you're not doing it right. If somebody ain't going into it with the right intention, something might happen. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear on that. So, tonight, we talked about the divine feminine, the rhythms of the moon, because it's a full moon. So we talked about what to do, what to expect. We talked about magnetism and the potent practices of sex magic. I also gave you the drop on ethical considerations. So this can help you in shaping a full, passionate, lusty, powerful experience. I want you to utilize this energy, for as potent as it is, as a catalyst for profound introspection, renewal, amplifying, transformation, and emotional depth. Definitely make sure that you do something with this energy for your benefit. I'm going to be back live sometime this week to tap into the elemental energies for what's to come in this full moon. This full moon started today. This energy is the most potent for the next 3 days. So if you don't have time to do any, ritual-based activity today, that's cool. You have another 3 days to do something with it. It's also Taurus season, so there's other things that you can do. Just connect with me if you need some more guidance. Again, I'm Shanice with Shanice Nurtured Holistics, and it's been my pleasure delivering this conversation. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments. Do me a favor, shoot me an email, schedule a wellness consultation, book a reading, whatever it is that I can help you with. If you need some personal assistance and a wellness consultation, or a reading won't fix it, shoot me an email. It's been a pleasure, like I said, and I'll be back later on to discuss some more topics surrounding the Scorpio full moon. All I want to say to you is thank you again for watching. If you watched it live, thank you for watching on the replay. Leave me some feedback and don't waste this energy. I love you. Have a great evening. Bye.